Here are the best game engines from previous years. But what about 2024? What about today? Did anything change? Are there any new contenders or did anyone fall through the list? Well, I'm here to answer that. When it comes to bringing your gaming vision to life, one cannot be too careless. While you can make games with pretty much any game engine, finding the best one can save you a lot of trouble. But what really is the best game engine? Like, what criteria do we have for that? From my own experience and research, it boils down to these three things: ease of use, flexibility, and community. Of course, some would say that performance, cost, networking, and such are also just as important, and I would agree with them, no doubt. But these are things that any engine can provide. Some are better than the others, some are worse, but that's something for another time. Right now, what matters is these three. When it comes to ease of use, GameMaker Studio with its drag and drop interface is clearly the most superior option. Godot comes in close second, and while you would have to script in Godot, it's actually pretty easy. That's a totally, completely honest and unbiased opinion of a programmer. Now, kidding aside, it's actually really simple, especially when you factor in the other options. Then we'd have Unity and Unreal. Now, don't get me wrong, while both are okay, they're nowhere near as easy as Godot and GameMaker. It's only due to their long-standing and extensive communities that they could be a part of this list. Even so, they are at the bottom. To summarize, basically for everything you'd ever need, there's a tutorial out there for these two. It's Unity, it's straight up just Unity. There's no comparison for that. Unity is like the Swiss Army knife of game engines, be it like simple little 2D games or like absolutely massive AAA games. Unity can do anything. Then I would say it's Unreal, but the steep learning curve is an absolute turnoff for some people. Though it's the only thing that Unity has close to comparison here. Unity is very flexible. Godot and GameMaker are not as flexible, but they can still be pretty good. With the release of Godot 4, Godot is reaching up to Unity and Unreal in 3D space. However, GameMaker is not great with 3D game development. You're just better off with the other three options. Well, there's no surprise here too. Unity and Unreal are just huge when it comes to their communities. What is surprising though is the phenomenal growth of Godot. It's now like the blender of game development. Who knew a good open source software could grow this much? Anyways, here are the final rankings. Let me know if you want to see an in-depth comparison or any suggestion down in the comments. Subscribe.